Hi guys, welcome back to the latest episode of Descendants of Nonsense. My apologies that it's been a while, by about 12 months too long, but oh well, I've got a good episode coming back. I've got new co-host, great guest, can't really ask for much more than that, so take what you get. So who shall I introduce first? All right, it's only fair I'll do the co-host first.
That's
So
fair.
you're not the co-host. So here we go. Scott, you excited, buddy?
Oh, I'm thrilled, Dan. I'm very happy to join you. Thank you.
Well, if you've seen my previous episodes, which you're better off, you've got a lot to live up to.
I'll do my best.
What are you going to bring to the channel? Come on.
Whatever you ask me to bring, Dan. I don't usually bear gifts, but I'll think of something.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Next up, Lozzy, you've actually made more appearances on my channel than Scott has so far. So you're smashing it, mate. How's it going, man?
Mate, maybe I should be the co-host at this rate. I'm good, thanks. Hope you two guys are all right as well.
All is well. Just glad to be back in this uncomfortable seat, to be honest, buddy. All right, then. So I've got a couple of things lined up for you. All right. So I'll tell you what I've got a few things. What order shall I go in? I'll tell you what. I'm going to do the challenge that I set Scott in a little one. Lozzy, we tried this once before, but it was only me back then. So I want to try again, if that's okay. And I asked you a little bit about you as a person or you as a YouTuber. Well, same thing. But all right, so I want to get to know the man in the chair, Lozzy. All right?
Well, what do you want to know?
All right. Basic questions, first of all, not too much of an interrogation. When did you start YouTube?
I started YouTube, I think, originally I started with Duty Rhino, Jordan on his channel. It must have been 2016, 2015.
I thought you were going to say 20 years ago. That was about to say, fortune teller.
And then I started my own channel in 2019. Like halfway through 2019, so I've been doing it ever since then, really, like properly on my own. But yeah, I've been in and around YouTube for like a good 5-6 years.
What were and are your aims with your YouTube channel?
I think when I originally started, I just wanted to create my own content that was different from what I was doing on Duty Rhino with Jordan. So a big influence in my life is music, and I love comedy, so I try to make like videos that incorporated both, or at least one of those.
One
elements.
out of two is not bad.
Well, we'll strive to get both, but I'll settle for one out of the two at the moment. But yeah, I think when I started, that all I wanted to do was just make my own content and rely on myself to do it, because obviously Jordan had done it for so many years before me anyway, so he knew everything about it, and he was obviously at a stage where he was able to kind of figure out what he wanted to do, and I was able to help him and get to where he wanted to go. But I wanted to try and do it myself. I don't know if it's really changed, to be honest. I haven't really got I must hit this goal to be successful. I just want to try and make people feel entertained and appreciate the stuff that I do, really. As long as that's there, that's fine by me.
Scott, have you been checking out Lozzy's channel?
I have been watching his videos all day since 1 o'clock today. So you definitely get the entertain part down. I think you're really funny. And I know like your primary theme is music. But because I don't really deviate from my music very much, so I wasn't there for your music. I really stayed for your sense of humour. I love everything you bring in terms of comedy. I love, so yeah.
No, fair enough. Well, if it works, it works. I'm happy with that, to be honest. That's all I really want to do.
Oh, get out his arse.
It's all right, mate. You can stay there. It's a lovely place.
All right. So you'll probably know, I'm speaking to viewers, not you then, not that there are many, but just Lozzy, on that hoodie of yours, recently started a podcast.
Yeah, started a podcast in October of last year. Was the first episode that went out, and haven't really looked back, to be honest. Just piling out episode after episode, trying to do as much as we possibly can with it.
What do you prefer doing, making YouTube videos or recording a podcast?
I think, if I'm honest, I prefer doing the podcast because it's more of like a
Traitor.
collaborative. It's more of a collaborative thing, especially meeting the two guys at Hobo Jack, Jimmy and Dan. We just literally got into a room. I think I'd met him once for like a few hours before we filmed the first episode, and the chemistry was there just like that, straight away from like a drop of a hat. And that's when you know you've got something there to actually provide, is when you get that chemistry with people you don't really know. But yeah, I think I prefer doing that overall.
It's just a laugh recording a podcast, isn't it? I'll tell you what, before I started, I spent the first probably couple of weeks leading up to it because I wanted everything perfect. I didn't get it, but it started. But we thought about it. You worry about it so much, and the moment you press the record button, you honestly forget you're even doing it. You're just sitting there having a laugh. That's important, what you said about the chemistry. You literally don't even realise you've been there as long as you've been doing it. Like, you could record him for an hour, 2 hours. You won't even realise it.
Yeah, your podcast, in my opinion, especially if you're doing a podcast with multiple people, you live and die by the chemistry, because if it's just not right, I feel like the only reason people would ever tune in or listen is if they wanted to listen to pure cringe. And if you're going for that, solid effort, do it. But if you're going for a podcast where you want people to tune in because the chemistry's so good, it has to be good, because you can't. It's very difficult to fake chemistry, I think. But I suppose I could be proven wrong by some podcasts.
I don't know. I've had a couple of relationships where I've managed it really well.
Fair enough. You're a better man than me.
I was just thinking, Dan, in terms of your question earlier, maybe that's what I could bring. I could bring the pure cringe.
I was going to say, when you were talking about his YouTube channel, I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah,
Stop
there you go.
complimenting me. There's the cringe. 2 minutes in. Be honest, Lozzy, the real reason is it's less work, isn't it?
What, the podcast?
Yeah.
For sure. Literally, the editing process. Ben, our editor, does so much work where I'm just like, I probably wouldn't bother doing that, mate. To be honest, I'd probably just do this. I'd do it a different way. I wouldn't do that effect you put on there. Fuck that. But yeah, he's someone who knows what he's doing, so he figures out like that would be the best place to put this. But in all honesty, watching him do stuff kind of gives me headaches. To be honest, I wouldn't bother.
Takes a certain type of brain.
Yeah.
You won't know this because not many people checked it out. A few people did, but when this podcast, when I was struggling to kind of find time, first of all, to put videos out there consistently, I thought, fuck it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to achieve my dream. I'm going to become a YouTuber. Fucking, that was awful. That was so bad. Worst stint ever. Awful. I spent my first thing, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go in with a bang. I'm going to make my content. Start as I mean to go on. I'm going to do incredible. I recorded a music video, and it was around the start of COVID. If you remember, when I first invited you on, first one, we did a game where I read out song lyrics, whether they were by YouTubers or whether they were by where I just made them up. And there was one where I read my own lyrics. Mate, I thought, I'm not going to lie, I thought the song was an absolute banger. It was impressive. The music video, not so much. I'm not very good at recording or, well, general basics, to be honest. But the song I thought was sick. I'm going to ask you to check that out. I took the video down, but I've still got it somewhere. I'm sure I can find it. I'm going to have to get you to check that out. And the second one.
Yeah, I'll check it out and I'll give you my my honest opinion.
Not too honest, please. All right. And the second one, I literally did a reaction video. I was just sitting there. I watched a video. What was it? People celebrating too early in Fucking hell, mate. I spent 5 minutes sitting there recording, just joking about to myself. And I was like, the fuck am I doing? What am I honestly doing? I was like, oh my God, this is awful. That within 5 minutes, I took both of my videos down and thought, I need to get this podcast back up and running literally now. Because this ain't going to work.
I'd say what you've just told there is probably 90% of the experience of being a YouTuber. Like, what the fuck am I doing? What is this? Is this even content for a video? But you look at some of the stuff on YouTube that just absolutely flies and bangs, and you're like, yeah, I could probably just do something similar or as same quality and see how it goes. But you live and die by what you leave up there. If you want to leave it up there, I personally, if I was in your position, I would have just left it there. And if people
I'd never live it
laughed
down.
at it, fair enough. I'd just be like, look, it's banter. I did it as a joke. Downplay it, play on that sort of, take that stance. I think that's a good way to do it. But fair play. Everyone's got their own goals and individual stuff that they want to do. So if you took it down because you didn't like it, that's fair enough.
I tell you what, if this channel bangs one day and people look back on this video, I might get a few clicks out of that actually if I re-upload that. So maybe it's worthwhile. Might even get a record deal. You up?
Have you still got the video?
I'd easily find it. Yeah.
Yeah, send that to me. Go on, please.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Here's a segment for you. I wasn't expecting going here, but let me see if I can find it. I'm sure I could. Give me a couple of seconds. It was called The Second Wave, and this was before we knew whether there was going to be a second wave, so I literally smashed this. My songwriting for this was incredible.
It's so meta.
In fact, I'll tell you what, let me just get my lyrics up. We'll definitely find that. It was so bad, this was. It was absolutely awful.
I hope these lyrics make me cry.
Mate, emotion's good, so if you can get someone to cry at your lyrics, that's not a bad thing.
Wasn't the right type of crying, mate.
Right. So if it's crying with laughter, then you're doing a good job.
You know what? I thought it did all right. I thought it was a good song. I went on Fiverr. I got someone to write the song for me. I thought about singing it myself. I recorded me singing it, and then I thought, this isn't good enough. This honestly isn't good enough. And then I paid someone else to do it, and you know what? He absolutely smashed it. Where would we be without Fiverr? Best app ever.
It's a great tool if you just either can't be asked to do it yourself or just don't have the talent to do it yourself, or you just need a bit of time saving.
Definitely talent, mate. I'm just not talented to do like half the stuff required to be successful, like as a YouTuber or as a podcaster. I definitely don't.
Fake it until you make it, mate. Fake it until you make it.
No need. I'll pay someone else.
How much did you pay? Can you remember?
For the all in all, this song probably cost me about 50, 60 quid, which, you know what, YouTube turns not a lot. But for me personally, pay out 50, 60 quid on one video just that I deleted.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's a straight loss then. But there we go.
Do you remember
that might bang, though, if you re-upload it.
Mate, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I've got the audio. I'll see how this goes. I can't find the lyrics, but I've got the audio.
I'm actually proper looking forward to this.
Same. I'm really excited now, Dan. Come on.
You've built this up. Not being great, but you've built it up still.
It'll be the largest file of.
It might be unreasonable, but I've got expectations now.
Honestly, can't find it. Oh, no.
The lost tapes. That makes it even better. That makes the whole mystery behind it even better.
Do you know what? I've just found a load of podcasts that I didn't even know we recorded.
It's been archived in podcasts. This guy's future-proofing. Oh, I love it.
Do you know what? The beat to it. I'll tell you what. I'll give you the beat. Listen to this. You know that? Oh shit! Turn it off. See, you're excited.
Just about.
Listen. Oh, God.
I'd get an OnlyFans if only I had to.
It was a cringe.
Mate, if I had a lighter right now,
Yeah, I've got one.
I said, come on, Boris, I've got mad bits to do. He says, I make model buses and you can too. Skydiving, waterboarding, collapse. He says, come on, Dad, think of the social distance. KSI, Big Star, and PewDiePie.
The backing. Oh,
But I ask Cutie why.
My podcast is like just a little bit
Lamer.
this would bang, mate. Possibly.
Gamer.
The second we goodbye to all the pubs. If I can't get Sambuca, then there's no chance.
Chance of
I'll tell you what, mate.
Oh shit.
Did
Not again.
you say you uploaded that and then took it down?
Yeah.
I'd keep that up if it was me personally, because even if people don't like it, and I'd say keep it up.
Mate, the
I think-
video as well, it was me sitting by a lake. Oh god.
Oh, you went for like the thoughtful kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
proper intuitive. Oh yeah. Maybe you just got to lean into it and go into a supermarket with a mask on and be completely pissed off with the second wave. But I'd keep it up if that was me personally.
I'll tell you what, if I look back and if my podcast ever goes anywhere and this gets views and it's ever requested, even once one person comes up to me and says, Dan, I want you to upload that, I'll do it straight away. I'll be able to find it out easily. You think I'd do well?
If it does bang, there's always the possibility of, as COVID's obviously still here, you make content about it, it could just go. But if it does, I'll take a cut because, otherwise it wouldn't be there.
Well, I hope those guys at Fiverr can just piss off. They ain't asking for nothing. I paid them already. They ain't nothing.
Yeah.
But I wrote
Fuck
it
it,
myself, so I'll take that.
There you go. I'd just say upload it, mate. That's my personal preference.
See, the man with the music channel tells me to upload it.
Mate, there's so much shit on YouTube that's music. And it's like some of it you go, this is just literally noise cobbled together. Whereas that's like has some structure to it and is actually a song. So it might bang. You don't know.
Or I could get 30 TikToks out of that.
There you go. And that's
you're an entrepreneur, Dan. Wow.
Tell you what,
you got me
TikTok's the way
thinking
to
there.
go.
You got me feeling good, Everyone called that shit and cringy, so I'll take that. And that was my dad. That was my dad.
Cheers, Dad. Love you.
Even the guy on Fiverr said, "Don't give me a shout out, please. Don't."
I'm actually I'm going to give you your money back. Just take the song and fuck off.
Can you play any instruments?
I can play guitar to like a okay level. I played bass, and I play drums as well.
Okay, Scott, what can you play?
I can play my mouth. That's about it.
That's a great instrument, to be fair. It's a great tool.
All right.
Yeah, it's been called a tool quite a lot. Yeah.
Oh,
God. I normally when I I don't know how you do it. Who's in charge of putting your videos out? But I normally just make a snippet out of the episode. I'll upload an episode and I'll upload a 5-minute segment as well. It might have to be the song. It might have to be that.
It could go. I'm telling you, it could go.
Right. Lozzy, let's get back on track, mate, because I've diverted you with. I'm going to have to apologise. That heap of shit. I'm sorry. Let's call it what it is. I'm sorry about it. All right. I'll cut that. I'll cut that completely. If it is me that Ed said it in this video, future Dan, take that out, please. But right, let's get back. Lozzy, on your even though you're primarily a podcast channel on Atma.
Yeah.
you do a lot of stuff outside of that, not just all of it that goes on Dude's channel. I'm talking about things like, because in terms of your content, Scott, if you're not lying about what you've been saying and you are a fan like me, you'll know that a lot of your interests with Duty are pretty similar, aren't they? In terms of your paranormal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's much more like into it as a like. I think he wants to believe in it more than I do, but I like to try and kind of take the piss a lot. So, for example, when we did the camping video where we camped on like £100 budget back in December, we did a segment where we had to kind of do like a solo vigil where we hold a camera and basically try and talk to the spirits and the ghosts and the ghouls and all that shit. And I think the other three guys were kind of a bit tentative because it was obviously dark.
Yeah.
We're in a forest. Blair Witch was a film that has been out and most people have seen it. So you get those vibes. But I just didn't give a fuck and started calling the ghosts out and
calling them out.
It kind of it's
Rap
weird. The more like you try and communicate with them in the way that I did, the more they don't want to show up. You know, and it's almost like they don't exist. I don't know. But yeah, I like to kind of like shine, give like a take the piss out of it, I guess, a little bit because there's always scope, especially with the podcast. There's going to be a range of like opinions on stuff. Yeah. So I am a skeptic, but I try not to be too disrespectful. But then other times, you know, the gloves are off. I don't give a fuck. I'll start calling like a spirit a cunt or something. I don't know. That's it.
Content, mate. If they show up, they show up. Who cares if you take one home? Who cares?
Mate, if I get slammed against a tree, you know.
All right, a bit weird. That went triple X then. Right. Oh
yeah, I didn't realise that connotation. If I get absolutely part, no, I'm gonna still sound sexual. No. Anyway, look, if it don't go on YouTube, you can go on Pornhub. So there's always that route.
That's true. So
yeah, it's so not what you were saying; it's how you were saying it. It's like if I get stuff to go to a tree. Yeah, just I've got a certain air about you.
I'm telling you, he knew what he was saying. Then your eyes lit up when you said about being slammed against that tree. Your eyes lit up. You recognised the mistake you'd made before I did. So.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Allegedly, possibly, maybe.
All right. So, what is your favourite type of video to record? Is it doing a podcast? Is it doing your crazy stunts or not stunts, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of people will be tentative about doing the videos.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the podcast episodes because I mean, the audience sees like a very narrow kind of version of what happens during that day. Yeah. You see like 2 hours or an hour and a half of us talking about something or discussing other topics and that, but the whole day is just completely a laugh for the whole time we're there. We're always like making each other laugh, and it's honestly all of us the highlight of the week. Every day we've got a podcast day is honestly one of the best days of the week for me.
That's what I mean. When you're doing a good podcast, when I say good, I don't mean it has to be like some of the best episodes won't be the ones that do well in terms of views. Obviously, your views mean a lot more to you because much bigger numbers. But the episodes I tend to enjoy filming more or recording more aren't necessarily the ones that do well.
Yeah. There definitely does feed into that. It comes down to personal preference. I mean, one of my favourite episodes we've done on the podcast was the Halloween one we did. Mm-hmm. Just because I thought the whole thing where we did with the costumes was really funny. Just the vibes that day and the actual like making of that podcast was extremely funny and just a great day. But it's not the one that's like best in terms of views. So. Yeah. It comes down to personal preference. I mean, even going back to when I was guest on other podcasts, like the Happy Hour podcast with Jack, mate.
Go on, shout it out. I'll clip this up. Go on. Go on, rake them in.
Podcast, Jack, mate, we did 2 episodes where they were like urban legends and that sort of stuff in the episode. And Stevie was reading out these stories, and
Another name drop.
another name drop. And I was obviously there with Jordan, another name drop.
Yeah.
And Jack, mate, another name drop.
Keep going,
Lovely.
keep going. Forget the podcast, just say names.
And just again, the chemistry. I mean, I've known Jack a little bit. I don't know him massively well, but I'd never met Stevie really. I've never talked to him, but the chemistry in that day was just brilliant. We had a great time, great laughs on both of the podcasts, and it really comes through. But because we're not like, I'm not like a big name, like I'm not like a True Geordie, or I'm
No,
not
come on.
Kenner, or I'm not someone like that. You
More
don't
names.
get the views. You don't get the views. I'm not KSI, Howard Vicstar. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'll go through all the side.
Slow down.
But yeah, because you don't have that draw initially, you might not get the views. But that was probably one of the best days in the career space that I'm in, that I can remember. But yeah, again, it's a podcast, so you've got to have chemistry for it to work, really.
Maybe this will be the answer to my next question. Who's your favourite YouTuber?
I swaps all the time. I mean, I've gone through so many. I mean, I loved H3. I loved John Tron, stuff like that. I've really been getting into someone at the moment called Joel Haver or Haver. He does like weird animations about like gaming and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
He does like live action skits as well, but his animations are really cool. I'd definitely recommend checking him out.
Your favourite podcast, apart from Atma, apart from mine, favourite podcast?
I mean, it's weird. I mean, I only really listened to a couple of podcasts even before I started doing podcast. So the Football Ramble is always a good podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't listened to that for a while, but it was, when I was listening to it, it was really good. Happy Hour is always good. I don't really listen to anyone else, to be honest. I've listened to a couple of the James Acaster one. I can't remember what that one's called.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah. So I'd say those three, but mainly the Football Ramble and Happy Hour are the ones I listened to before I started doing podcasting.
I was hoping that when I asked those questions, I'd get another name so I could call someone really. So you call someone really shit, so I could really clickbait it. But fair enough. All right, I'll tell you what. I think I've got enough info out of you. I've interrogated you enough. Let's move on to the challenge. Around, I'll tell you what, we'll go into detail. About 7:20, I messaged you and asked you if I could have 5 words from you. Do you have those 5 words to hand?
I think I have on my phone, yeah. I should have, because I sent them to you. Yeah, I got them.
All right. Read out the words if you don't mind.
My words were podcast, win, work, money, gaming.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Scott, about 7:25, I sent you a message that was you have until 7:30 to make a verse using all of those words. Because, Lozzy, you're a music guy. You're a music connoisseur. Okay?
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I'll ask you a question, actually. Here's one I wanted to ask you on a personal level so I can get to know a bit about your taste. Who's your favourite musician? And why is it Billy Joel?
Okay. I'm getting a feeling I should be going towards Billy Joel for some reason. It might be the Spirits. I'm not sure.
The Ghosts are back.
But...
I thought he meant whiskey when he looked at like something across the room.
Oh wait, if I could Spirits up here, I'd be balling. I'll tell you what. God, that's a great idea. Actually, I'm gonna get a bar up here. I'm gonna say at the moment my favourite artist is probably Bring Me, The Horizon, because their new album's sick. But close behind them, Billy Joel.
Good taste. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Moving back then. So, 7:25, Scott, I sent you that message that says you've got 5 minutes to make a verse. How did you do? Don't read it out just yet.
I don't know about how I did. I know why I did and what I did, but how, that's going to have to be up to you.
All right. Lozzy, if me and Scott are writing a verse, who do you think Well, there's a bit of a handicap here because you've heard my actual song. Scott, have you ever
Yeah.
released a song? You just confirm?
No, never. Can't say I have.
Yeah, there you go.
A debut.
Yeah.
Sequel for me. All right. So, who do you think will win this challenge?
Do I go for experience or do I go for like the star debut? You know
The
what I
up
mean?
and
Like
comer.
smashing. Yeah.
Something to prove.
I'll tell you what. I'll take the pragmatic approach. I'll go for like the Sam Allardyce move, and I'll go for the experience.
All right. Fair
No
enough.
offense, Scott.
Who's Scott? You going first, or am I?
You can go first, Dan, since it's your podcast, mate.
Come, no, you're a co-host. It's your podcast as well, mate.
Co, but you're host.
All right, true. It's my podcast. All right, fair enough. All right. Do you want, just before I read this out, Lozzy, remind us of your 5 words, please, just so you can check that I've got them all in. All right.
Yeah, the 5 words: podcast, win, work, money, gaming.
Ready?
Go on then.
Get those ears ready. Right. When it comes to starting a podcast, I take views on the chin, because in the long run, you better believe that I'll win. If you want mediocre chat and someone who is vaguely funny, bring the attention my way. Don't forget the money. I'm bang average at gaming, so that ain't my thing. But when I've got the mic, you should hear me sing. How was that?
That was spectacular. Actually, I loved
1
the.
minute. 1 minute that took me.
What a bar! I loved that. That's great.
All right.
I may have missed it there, but did you mention work?
Yeah, I didn't think you pay this much attention, but so wait a minute, because in the long run, you bet mediocre chance. Don't forget the money. Off.
Scott, well done. You are today's winner.
No.
I was counting on my hand. I was like, "There's no work in this," but I
Why did
appreciate
I
it.
ask you to read out the words? Oh God, no. Oh no. Scott,
What
did
I
you
really
even
love
think
about
about that? By the way, would you have realised that?
I wasn't counting like if you got all the words in, but I did think as soon as you said I didn't think you'd pay this much attention. And then 10 minutes ago, you called him a music connoisseur. Oh,
I didn't hear it. I must be
so
honest.
funny.
I didn't hear work.
I'm reading
I
it,
may
mate,
have-
and I it's not here.
Oh no. Yeah, he should have gone to Fiverr, mate. But
Wait.
anyway,
I'll do my own writing. If I need a guitar, then. All right,
Fair
Scott,
play.
do you want to take the win?
Yeah, I'll take the win over an L. So yeah.
All right, go
The
for it. Then.
goal's
I want to
wide
hear
open.
this.
Okay, so hold on, my phone has locked itself.
He's typing.
he's
Okay.
rewriting the
He's
lyrics
typing it
quickly
up.
to put it in.
He's quickly going
Oh.
on Fiverr.
I'll do my expert singing voice. So
Oh, he's singing. Not
Here we go.
rapping.
Extra points.
king of the podcast now, but I wasn't born to win. I've used my time gaming to keep myself in tune, while I worked myself to the bone for the money that keeps me going.
There you go. He did mention the 5. That's he didn't have the great note at the end that you had, Dan, but
That's true.
he did
Mm.
mention the 5.
Right.
So
Rules
it's
were
got to be a
made to
win.
be broken, mate. That's what I say.
Oh, that's
But he
it.
said 5, so I'm going to go 4. Edgy. That's what I bring to the table. Let's see.
You did
Edginess.
break the rules. I mean, you didn't win the contest because you
All
broke
right,
the rules.
stop dropping bars and his words into your arguments. All right. All right. So just to clarify, Lozzy, do you want to choose your winner? Choose your winner, mate.
Well, is it even? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a run thing, isn't it? Really, I mean, I can't really pick you because you didn't have all the words, so it's got to be
You
Scott.
can. You sure?
Well, I could do, but then I suppose everything would be a mockery at that point. If you asked me to come up with 5 words for the podcast, then have a challenge where you both meant to put them in a verse, and you don't include one of them. What am I meant to do? Do you know what I mean?
All right.
Scott, well done, mate. I should have gone for the youth. Should have gone for the debut. Sam Allardyce is a shit manager anyway, so I don't know why you used his method.
That's true. He overlooked you. I wouldn't even take the win. I'd give it me.
Oh, do you know what, Dan?
Just-
Since we co-hosts, I think I'll take this win by myself for now.
Oh, there you go.
Bastard.
Start his own podcast now.
All right, then. So next week we'll be looking for a new co-host then, guys.
Oh, I love it.
All right. So I want a quick review from both of you. Lozzy, how's your second appearance on the channel been?
Oh, apart from the bit where you missed out one of the words, it's going really, really well for you.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
It's been a great experience. I love doing podcasts, so I'm always happy to do any sort of podcast, as long as it's like don't cover like weird shit like illegal stuff. But yeah, I always enjoy doing podcasts, so it's been an enjoyable experience.
You're a podcast addict, are you?
That's it. Yeah, I mean, stick that in my veins, amongst other things.
I've
I didn't
actually
think you were
got.
going to say veins.
Oh, we're going back to the tree. Love it.
I think
yeah,
I should leave this call and just leave you two just.
yeah. I'm just gonna go on Pornhub. I'll see you guys in a bit.
All right, Scott, how's your first episode been?
Good. I love listening to absolute nonsense, and I mean, your podcast delivers, Dan. Definitely.
I'll take it.
Well,
It's the best I've got
I mean,
so far.
it's up to you, to be honest.
The only other
Right.
reviews I've got are my dad telling me my songs are wank. So
Yeah, you gotta love the fatherly love, ain't you? Support all the way.
were you nervous, Scott?
Yeah, doing anything for the first time always brings nerves, but you kind of get over it. If you've done things in life that involve public speaking, you just kind of realize that hopefully people don't pay too much attention to what you're doing with your face while you're talking.
I
Yeah,
don't
that
know
got me
about.
over it.
I don't know about first time experiences being nervous because I heard the first time Doody told me the first time Lozzy has put against that tree, I heard that he loved it. So
That was a natural, to be honest. I can't pick up my own performance enough that day. The tree was happy. I was happy. Everyone's happy.
the ghost was very happy.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much, Scott. I'll see you next week when we'll be recording again with another. Let me this is a drop for you. So let me just let you know who we're recording with, so the guys can actually listen in next week as well. Oh, it's funny when I know the pressure's on me and I know I'm doing something whilst I'm being recorded. I actually forget everything. I'm searching through my phone, looking at apps. So I don't even. All right. So next week, Scott, you're recording with the Believer/Skeptic podcast. So I'll be sending you a few of their videos so you can listen out. So any fans of theirs, combining us and them. What more do you
Banging.
want? All right, guys, thank you so much again, Scott. See you next week. Lozzy, we'll be in touch and you're always welcome, mate, whenever you want. I know you're a podcast addict, so
Yeah.
you'll probably be on here
Well-
more than Scott. So
Oof. Tell you what, that's savage, Scott. I wouldn't take that. I'd start my own podcast and cut this guy out. No, I'm joking. I think you've got, once you get like a few episodes down, you'll see where you are and you can reassess and you can go like, okay, let's just fucking steamroll this and keep going. And I wish you both the best in the future. And I'm sure to come on again whenever you want me.
you'll be. Did you say you were on Jackmate twice?
Yes,
Happy
yeah, it
hours
was two
twice.
separate episodes, yeah.
All right, we'll beat them. Don't worry. We'll beat them. Don't
Oh,
worry. We'll get you
there you go.
something for your hat trick. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Have a good week. See you next week. Bye.
Been a pleasure, boys.